Philadelphia couple Herbert and Catherine Scheibel have been convicted of involuntary manslaughter in the death of their 8-month-old son Brandon. The couple has been sentenced to 3.5 to 7 years in prison and 30 months of probation for allowing Brandon to die of treatable pneumonia. The Scheibels belong to the Pentecostal First Century Church in Northeast Philadelphia, where they are third-generation members and teachers at the church school. The church's followers believe that asking doctors for medical help is sinful, prescribing prayer in the name of Jesus to heal the sick instead. The Scheibels were already serving 10 years probation for the 2009 death of their then 2-year-old son Kent, whom they also allowed to die of treatable pneumonia. In 2011, they were put under court order to seek medical care from a doctor if another of their children fell ill. When giving his sentence, Judge Benjamin Lerner rejected a claim that the court order to seek medical care violated the Scheibels' religious beliefs, saying, "You killed 2 of your children, not God, not your church, not your religious devotion, you." Pastor Nelson Clark of the First Century Church holds the Scheibels responsible as well, blaming a spiritual lack in their lives for both Kent and Brandon's death. When asked by a reporter for ABC News, Pastor Clark said that the couple would not seek medical care for their children in the future. In a police statement following Brandon's death, Herbert Scheibel explained that he did not seek medical attention because we believe in divine healing. His wife Catherine, who has been free on bail while her husband served the last year in jail, reports that her religious views have changed since Brandon's death. The United States District Court in Knoxville, Tennessee, has sentenced 3 anti-nuclear activists for breaking into the Y-12 National Security Complex in July of 2012. 84-year-old nun, Sister Megan Rice, was sentenced to 35 months in prison for her role in the break-in. Her 2 accomplices, Michael Wally and Greg Bjorty Obed, were both sentenced to 62 months. District Judge Amul Tharper explained that the differences in sentencing were based on the relative criminal histories of the convicted. Of Sister Rice, the judge said her crimes were minimal in comparison to the other 2. Rice, Wally, and Bjorty Obed were convicted by a federal jury in May 2013 with crimes of sabotage, including damage to government property, endangering national security, and disrupting operations at a nuclear facility. The Y-12 National Security Complex in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, is the primary government facility for the processing and storage of enriched uranium in the United States. In July 2012, the trio cut through a fence at the complex and, once inside, vandalized the exterior of the building with spray paint and hammers. When they were approached by security personnel after 2 hours, the activists offered them food and began singing. At the sentencing hearing, neither Sister Megan nor her fellow conspirators expressed any remorse for their actions, even though at 84 years old this may be a life sentence for the nun. She asked the court not to show her leniency, calling life in prison for the act the greatest gift the court could give her, and saying her only regret is in not having acted sooner in her life. In October of last year, 2 students at Pisgah High School in Canton, North Carolina, petitioned to form a secular club in the high school, which already has an established fellowship for Christian athletes. 17-year-old Ben Wilson and his sister Kaylee, 15, claimed there were 11 students in addition to themselves who desired to be treated the same as everyone else. Initially, the school denied the request, calling the club a bad fit, but the district's lawyer announced in February that the school had reconsidered after a letter of complaint was sent by the Freedom from Religion Foundation and the American Civil Liberties Union. Pisgah High School will now have a branch of the Secular Student Alliance, a national society for non-religious high school and college students. Executive Director of the Alliance, August E. Brunsman IV, was quoted saying, "We fight every day to ensure students' rights aren't infringed upon and are pleased with this response from the Haywood County Schools."